Welcome to today's collective reading. This is Trinity Gaia Oracle. I'm going to open with a resonance in the note of G, resonating at the hertz of 384. So if you're a little sensitive to loud, intense sounds, just kind of skip ahead 10 seconds. It should be much more, less intense. 3, 2, 1. Wow. The energy that came in with that. Whoo-wee. There is some fierceness coming in, guys. Oh boy. Coming into the reading, what I got was you have some people who've gotten very comfortable, some energies, whatnot, that have gotten very comfortable in their fortress, in their towers, in their lofty places, and they've gotten lax up there. Getting like nobles in the old days, how like the people that they would be, the rulers of would be like the hardworking and the striving and sometimes starving, and like the soldiers would be doing all of the actual combat while they were, it just sounds so bad, but well, they were, lavishing in luxury and they were fat on the bounty of their people. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting, and you're coming up to that state. You climbed that fortress wall, whatnot, that you're reaching them and you're going, oh, so you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do that, you don't have this in place because you're so used to everybody doing that for you and you don't know how to do it for yourself. Oh, well, I guess this tower is mine now. Oh boy, excuse me. It's like a little comical almost. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what they got here. Ooh, hope. Hope, guys. Maybe Archangel Hope. She's the counterpart to Archangel Gabriel. Message of hope. Hope is the message. Because if they're twin flames, then that means that they're like a master soul, that they would then unify, become one. They would be the messenger of hope, those concepts, right? So you can't kill hope. You can't. You, especially like in human history, like you just can't. You look back at all the times where people were oppressed, and you would think that where there would certainly be the absence of light, that there would still be someone who believed in the divine. Someone who would reach for love when they could so easily reach for hate. So this message is hope. Hope, you are above this. You are definitely above this. This is undoing any kind of injustice in the concept of, if you feel that something is done, it's dead, it's over, that it could never possibly be ever again. It's not true. There's hope. But are you willing to give to it? Are you willing to see it? Are you willing to climb that tower and realize that that obstacle can't stop you? Because that obstacle can't, it can't walk its talk. It can't back its own self. It needs minions to do that. And if it has no minions, you're like flying monkeys from like Wizard of Oz, like the Wicked Witch with her flying monkeys. She has no flying monkeys. Kind of takes away a lot of her scare factor, don't you think? A lot of her clout just kind of goes out the window with the monkeys. People are seeing something for what it really is. Or they're allowed to. Maybe they always did. Maybe they were blackmailed in some way or manipulated. I'm hearing the ties that bind. Isn't that like a TV show? Yeah, you can rest in peace because, whew, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. They get to be in a state of peace as well. They're free of it. Whatever this is that kept them being one of the flying monkeys, they don't have to be a flying monkey anymore. Ooh, what happened? Ooh. If they do anything, oh, that is okay. If they do anything now, it's like they don't just have they're getting to experience the karma of it, but not just the karma of the action. Like say they want you to humiliate yourself publicly, but instead of humiliating yourself, you end up spinning it in your favor. So A, whatever they wanted for you didn't happen, and B, you actually ended up smelling like a rose coming out of it, even more in the light than them in the spotlight, meaning more people are feeling your vibe because you were able to be flexible, adaptable, and something's going to be coming back to them with that. If nothing more than they're creating it themselves, because now they feel embarrassed and question their own intuition and their own abilities to be able to make the universe move. Because remember, this is your power that you're taking back. They're used to wielding your power. So when you're wielding your power, they don't get to. Wow, you guys, this is so, it's not like, ha ha, look at them. It's more of a, so this is what it is to be free. This is what it is when you give to hope. This is what it is when you choose love. When you choose to reach for the divine in the situation where most would turn bitter and angry and hateful. I mean, there's timelines where, you are possibly very aware that you could go that route. And because you're aware of that timeline, you're choosing not to live it. If you were choosing to live that timeline, you wouldn't be aware of it. It would be your reality. But because you're like, oh, I really don't want to experience that, I'm going to do this instead, you're still choosing light, love, the divine. You're choosing a better, more positive, possible. You're choosing hope. Because of that, divine's going to be making sure that you shine in whatever way you desire to, in whatever way you feel comfortable with, and maybe a little outside your comfort zone. Remember, we're here to learn, we're here to grow. That's part of what living really is being challenged. But this is a challenge that is going to be of a different nature than what you're used to. This is about being in the spotlight. This is about, okay, I can feel you want this one to come out, so it's up here. Oh, I see why. Okay, so that was devil energy. They are doing some pretty messed up shit, or have been doing some pretty messed up shit. And you were brave and you endured and you didn't lose hope. You didn't forget where home was. What is it with the World of Oz references right now? It's like she clicks her heels together 3 times, the ruby red slippers. There's no place like home 3 times. She's at home with the Trinity. So it could be I'm at home with the Father. I'm at home with the Son. And I'm at home with the Holy Ghost. I'm at home with my inner crone. I'm at home with the Mother. And I'm at home with the Maiden. The three aspects. Now, there is a reader, which, sometimes I will tag them just because, hey, synchronicity, right? But he said something earlier, and I do want to give him credit because it is something that, it's a very intuitive leap, but it can be very triggering for some. What if it was the Father, the Mother, and the Son? What if the Holy Ghost is the Mother? The receptive. I mean, the Holy Ghost kind of makes sense. Either way, they've been doing the most. And there may be conflict, but that's because she ain't going to touch you. She ain't going to get to you. And it's like there's a playfulness to it. Like with the Louisville Slugger, that can be a bit of like tongue-in-cheek. It's like, oh, so you want to cheat? Oh. Well, we're gonna have a little fun with. We're gonna key up your car. We're gonna do some things that are gonna be publicly obvious with like that whole public humiliation thing. How they wanted you to be publicly humiliated. Well, now maybe your allies, the angels, your ancestors, they're making it known in the spiritual realms just how messed up this was. And it can be like a relationship thing, but that's not at all really what I'm getting from it. It's highlighting that it's a bat. It's not a gun. It's a bat. I mean, yes, the bat can, if you know what you're doing, if you are someone who, for example, like my dad, he was military police. This man knew how to restrain people that like their own body was like a lethal weapon. They didn't need an equalizer. They didn't need anything outside of their own knowledge and their body. So he knew how to restrain them and not allow them to hurt themselves when he did so. He knew how to do that. So with the bat, it's not like we're coming to no, it's like we're gonna make this like a publicly known, getting like mass. Oh yes, definitely. That's weird. It's so synchronous. This is why, I've been called to use this deck, just because there's so many layers to it. If no, cross dimensions. It's like this is not small, because even if you feel like you're alone and you're in hermit mode and you watch videos like this and you're like, it sounds like they're talking about me. This is so close. This is so hitting so close to home right now. But is it really about me? Really? Like you start in on that? You're not the only one going through things like this, or there wouldn't be content like this that exists. But this is way beyond you. It's way beyond you. You doing this? It's like the movie Happy Feet. The little shrimp guy. The little plankton dude who's all like, we gotta start evolving and changing where we are. His last little foot stomp broke the ice. There's going to be a clip or a short of this if you look into Happy Feet. With the little penguins doing the tap dancing and whatnot. But yeah, that last, and that was it. His stomp of his foot. Which, I guess, the voice sounded masculine. So, I could be wrong there, but, sounded like a masculine. Either way, because in this, it's really not about gender, it's about energy. This was someone who was acting in an assertive manner to take destiny into their own hands and change the lot that was given them. This individual wanted more. And yeah, I would recommend sitting down and watching that movie. It's a really good movie. There's so many layers of meaning within it, especially if you're called to content like this. I mean, there's so much message, so many messages all around us. There's hope everywhere if you open, if you choose to be aware. And here, yes, you are. You're that stop, that last stop that changed everything and saved so many lives. And these beings above this little plankton had no idea he existed. No idea. But people they loved lived as a result of that one little foot stomp. So, yeah, in some ways, beings in other dimensions have no idea. They have no idea. But there are those that do. And there's quite a few of them. And they know about you. And that's why things are changing so drastically. You have allies. You have fans. And every time you receive a synchronicity, every time you see an angel number, every time there's an animal that just seems a little too comfortable with you, like typically the deer would run away right now, but is not. Wait, what? You know, stuff like that. Those are confirmations that even though you feel alone here or isolated or in hermit mode, there's a lot going on that the human eye can't see necessarily. So the last two cards that came through here very clearly were this shift came when you allowed yourself to live the timeline where you didn't have hope. And that's when everything shifted. Now, when I say that, it's not like you're living it now. It means a part of you was like, well, if I do give up hope, because I feel that timeline. I feel that it's part of a crossroads, that it's a possibility right now. And I don't like it. I don't want that. It's unacceptable to me. But you felt it. You felt it. And because you felt so strongly about that, the divine, source, love, all the other people that are going through this with you were like, right along with you. And it's shifted. There is nothing wrong with having gotten to that point. In fact, there's a gift in that because you're not going to wonder. And because you're not wondering, you know. And because you know, that's a piece of you that you have back. And guess what? You're not living that timeline. You're living this one. And you defied this energy, these individuals, these interested parties that were really, really enjoying living high on your energy, manifesting with your power. You defied them. And the moment you took it back, it was like, I'm hearing the emperor with no clothes. Like, suddenly they were naked. Oh. And everybody could see what they really were. It's like those nightmares where you go into work naked. And I mean nightmare, not a good thing in those dreams. Sometimes, I don't know, some people might be having a good dream about that. But like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm like a supermodel. You know, because dreams, they're open to interpretation. They're fluid. But this particular one, it'd be a nightmare because all of your beautiful energy, all of that power that you have to just be at peace, to help others be able to know what that is and what it feels like, and you're just being yourself. You're not trying necessarily to make huge waves. You may be trying to leave your mark, to fulfill that purpose, to follow that passion, but you're not like preaching it. You're not shoving it down people's throats when, I mean, they don't want it. I mean, you allow them to come to you. You allow the attracting, I'm hearing the magnitude, or, like, I don't know what, that's like 3 different meanings all in one. Pretty much, you're magnifying. You're a magnet. You're attracting. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Maybe it's like a weird word, and maybe it's a word that like a specific synchronicity for someone is trying to come through, and they're like, but this doesn't fit, but that doesn't fit. So we'll just like meld these 3, and hopefully it makes sense. Oh my goodness. I have a feeling it's like, can you imagine what it would be like to have a mind that is so vast that you're aware of all things at all times, and then you have to go down to a level of English to express yourself? That's gotta be challenging. That's gotta be challenging. That's really gotta be challenging. So, sometimes things like that happen. Either way, it was melding like 3 or 4 different meanings into one. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of power in that. You are attracting. And they were enjoying that energy, and they don't have it anymore. So everything that they had done simply just fell. All their glamour, every time you do something amazing or wonderful or powerful or positive, they would then look brighter, shinier, happier, more positive, and they would take full advantage of that. Well, they were actually bitter and angry and hateful and harming themselves. And they were giving that to you. That was what they were leaving you with. That's like a whole different kind of breadcrumbing. That's awful. That's not even like, here's a crumb. Here's a promise of a crumb someday, is kind of what it was. And, their word, not really worth much. Not when it comes to you. Because, I mean, they took you for granted. Let's just say that. They took you for granted. Now, the divine is bringing to mind for me, yeah, you determine how you move in relationship to this energy, because this energy, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's angry, it's hateful, it's bitter, it's cruel. And that's what it is. That's where it's at. It's not going to suddenly change, and you can see through the lies and the bullshit. Yeah, definitely getting that twice. Why are you showing me this twice? Golden wings. Flying above. Yeah. So it's tempting. It's tempting. It's very tempting to just kind of be there and be like, ha ha ha, look at you. And like, they're still being cruel. If you give them the opportunity to, they will continue to still be cruel. But that's the only way they know how to be. So think about it from a perspective of, like an animal, right? I'm trying to think of one in particular, and I'm not able to put one together right now. But they're feral in many ways. They're feral. Like they have no concept of how to get the energy and the power that you have. And the only way to do that is to be authentic. And authenticity is a rare thing. There are people that try. There are people that believe that they're authentic. And hey, that's half the battle right there. The other half is actually being it, doing it. It's like walking your talk. The invitation is to look at this individual or this energy and see it for what it is. And it's not about taking pity. It's not about having empathy or compassion. It's not about that. It's about seeing them for what they are. That it wouldn't matter if it was you or it was someone else, or it's not personal. I know, that's so triggering. But when you look at it from the perspective that it could be your neighbor they'd be treating like this, if your neighbor happened to have, like your energy and your inheritance, they would be doing this to them. It's not about the person to them. It's not personal. It allows you to kind of distance from it. So you're not so like, what the hell did I ever do to you? Yeah, literally nothing. They don't care. They don't care. It's not about you. It's about getting what you have. It's not about you. And that helps to create some distance. Because at the end of the day, it's not theirs, it's yours. And to kind of like gloat over them or like kind of like laugh or put them down or make fun or kind of take a bit of enjoyment in their fall only reinforces their anger and their rage and their cruelty. And if you're aware of that and you do it anyway, you have to live with that now. And the collective that's tuning in right now, I mean, yeah, in the moment, you're going to have your moment of like, yeah, hey, that's mine, haha, like, you're going to have a moment of celebrating freedom. But once you hit this level of awareness, of looking at it, it's not personal, so you're not going to make it personal. So it's simple. They're just a non-thing now. Exactly. They're irrelevant now. They're moot. They're analog. Whatever they say or do, it's not personal. So you don't give to it. You don't feed their anger and their hatred and their cruelty anymore. Once you reach that awareness that this is not personal, you don't feed into it. It's so much easier and simpler to just let it be because it's not about you. And if it's not about you, why even be there? If it has nothing to do with you at this point, when you're in your power, why give to it at all? You can simply just silence it. When it tries to interfere, call it out. I see you. Call it out. Because when you say that, it's not just you saying that. It's the divine within you saying it. It knows that you are not alone, that you have allies, and you're not the only one that sees where it's trespassing. And it's not personal because this thing would do this to other people. That it's not going to get to do this to you because you persevered and you climbed that wall. And now this energy doesn't get to do this. And all of its little dirty tricks and any other energies that were involved in it, they're all flagged. This is going to be something that doesn't get to happen again. There's a lot of innocent people that are going to get to know who they are because this energy doesn't get to them first. Doesn't get to interfere. And that would be why you're well known. Because you're that little plankton who just added that extra and it broke everything, changed everything. The reason, what's coming to me right there, and are you sure you want me to share this? Are you sure, Source? Okay. Well, that one was for me, I guess. What would you like me to say? Yeah, just hope. They can't harm you. We're going to war for you, and this is fated. They are going to pay, and they are locked down tight. They are locked down tight. And those energies, those flying monkeys, they're freed from their chains. And if they happen to be in a new dynamic because they're flying monkeys, maybe that's like their occupation, their nature. The chains that they now interact with are choice. They're not oppression or servitude or blackmail. They're like, I actually want to be here. And that's because I don't have to be. And I could choose to leave. I actually want to be here. Yeah. Hope and rising above. All right. I'll bring this reading to a close. And it's a very intense reading. Thank you guys so much for co-creating this with me. This is such a powerful message. And I really hope that it inspires hope in those that hear it. And for you to know that you're seen, that you matter. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.